war rages across the mortal realms. New alliances are formed while others lie shattered, and the dominant powers ever seek their next conquest. While this and countless other battles rage on, one fact is becoming clear. The season of war has begun. This video is brought to you by the support of our channel members and the FLGS Partners, Warfire Minis, and X-Planet.
Hello and welcome to Season of War. Today we are very excited to bring you a special game of Warhammer Age of Sigmar. Big thanks to Games Workshop for sending us an early advanced copy of the new Dawnbringers book, Reign of the Brute. Super excited for that. So many new awesome models.
Yeah.
Some of which we're featuring today, namely a big ugly troll.
Yes, Trugg!
Yes, but excited to be getting Iron Jaws up later this week and some other stuff going on. Some of the, then everyone's excited for that big pig hero, and we're excited to get him on the table.
The big pig is here.
Yeah, among other stuff, but today we're showing off two of the sub-factions that are coming out in with this supplement, so excited to see just a couple more options for different armies.
Yeah.
Thematic ones, very relevant, cool stuff, new artifacts, command traits that can apply to unique heroes, and new battle tactics. Yeah, lots of stuff going on, so it'll be
throwing terrain around.
Yep, yeah, and literally removing it from the table. So it'll be really cool to try to see, just play through this game, play the new sub-faction, see how they go.
Yep. We
are playing at 1,500 points because of restriction.
Slowly building the Trogg army.
Well, and it's limited to Troggoths only. So we have another 6 that will get it done eventually. But, you
can't bring Gitz, you can't bring anything. You have to have the Troggoth keyword, and then non-heroes have battle lines.
You were thinking of at first of like Stabbas,
Scraggy, anything.
But can't even bring
Gotta
those.
have the Trogg keyword to play Truggs. Yeah.
But looking at the mission today, we're playing Geomantic Pulse. So we got 4 objectives across the table. That's more objectives than I have models, so it'll be interesting, but that's the Dardant way. So it's 4 objectives. There's 1 point for holding 1 objective, but then in the second battle round, the player going second chooses one of the end objectives to become the pulse. Yep. And then each consecutive turn, the pulse moves, or each round moves down the order of the objectives. Yep. The pulse is worth 2 points. The objective on either side of the pulse is worth 1 point. So that's 5 potential points for primary alone on turns like 3, 4, 5. 3 and 4, I guess.
3 and 4.
Just 5, it's back to the end.
Exactly.
But still a good amount of points overall.
Yeah.
And then your normal battle tactics and grand strategy at the end.
Yes.
So yeah, it'll be interesting, obviously, to see how this goes. But Ridge, why don't you take us through your list?
Yeah, so I'm playing Trugg's Troggherd, as we talked about. Kind of hard because they're 170 points is like the least amount of points, and trying to fit it all in. I am quite shy of 1,500, but I'm running the Trugg, obviously, and then I have a unit of 6 Rockcut Troggoths, a unit of 3 Rockcut Troggoths, and 2 Dankhold Troggoths, and then I also have a Dankhold Trogg Boss. Sorry, so yeah, Trugg and the Trogg Boss are the heroes, and then 6 and the 3 of Rockcuts, and then 2 Dankholds. You can, everything is battle line that doesn't have the hero keyword, so you can run 3 Dankhold Troggoths, which is
a unit of 3.
I think I'm going to eventually once we get a little more like some trolls painted up. Yeah. So yeah, but it's not that many. I think I'm 1420 I come in at, so really big triumph.
And a neat thing is with these sub-factions, you can make unique heroes your general and give them a trait.
Which is crazy. So yeah, Trugg has a trait that if you're within 12 of him on a 5-up, I turn off your CP, but you still use it. It's like something little Trogglets or something.
Not uncommon rule, but very impactful.
Yes, and then I have, did I actually, I didn't take. If he activates first, he's -1 hit and wound. Yeah. And then I took an artifact on the Trogg boss for if he activates first, he's -1 to hit and wound.
Yeah, in combat, so
pretty sweet.
Very relevant.
I think there's probably 2 better artifacts in the actual book, but we're playing Reign of the Brute, so we're using the artifact from Reign
I wanted to showcase some of the new stuff, because I mean, it could be impactful, especially in a match like this, right? Like, it's basically let you activate some, keep him safe if he activates first.
So his command ability is just so good that he'll probably be a bit back and just giving out that.
Fair.
And Glowy Howsit and Loonscan are both like crazy good, but let's try it out, we'll see.
But then to play against them in this thematic game, I am playing King Brodd Stomp, so obviously I had to take King Brodd himself. He's got the command trait here, which is going to let a Guardian wholly within 12 in combat each turn, perform a top bracket, which is good. If you don't take one down, he's still fighting the top bracket. That's huge. Or could be huge. He also in this effect has a 5-up ward if he's within 3 of other Dargants.
Perfectly fine.
40 wounds on a 5-up, that was never a problem before, right? we all loved it.
Yeah.
So that's back, but it's fun. I did then make my Grand Strat the one to have Brodd alive and to do all his prayers. So
yes,
that perfectly works all together.
Yeah. You want to be close. The command trait, all of that stuff.
Yeah. So it keeps him alive even easier. And then I do have 2 other Dargants. I have a Gatebreaker and a Kraken Eater. The Gatebreaker has the artifact to give him this run and charge.
Yes.
And then the Kraken Eater has an artifact from this supplement that gives him strike first if he charges on an 8+.
Nice.
So yeah.
If you get a couple of them in, that's big. Activating with both.
Yeah. So yeah, some interesting things obviously that we're excited to showcase. I got a cool monstrous action to do like a 3d6 move with my monstrous action, and do mortals and stuff. So that could be huge for getting into back lines and whatnot. And being 3 drops, Ridge, you came in at 2, so you have choice of who goes first. Yeah,
there's no real point to go first here. You have the run and charge, huge threat range. I'm kind of back now, so I'm gonna give you the turn first. And
sounds good. So we'll go into King Brodd Stomp, turn 1.
Let's do it.
While the Gargants are wary of this new foe, the Sons of Behemat battle tactic is intimidate the invaders. And the bad moon rises from the northeast. The Kraken Eater fails heroic leadership while Trugg succeeds. King Brodd chants for bless on the War Stomper. Rushing to the western objective, the Kraken Eater uses at the double. The Gatebreaker smashes it all to bits and chucks a tree at the rock guts but deals no damage, then also misses with his hurled boulder. Believing in strength in numbers, the Gargants complete their battle tactic and score 3 points. Seems like a bit of a cowardly start from the big guys.
Sons of Behemat, turn 1 was pretty quick. We did have a little action, or at least the potential of a little action. Just set up here. Obviously, with Dargants, I'm keeping my pack together. I want to stay close, be defensive.
Yes.
Not leave any out on their own to be surrounded and swarmed.
You stood on those circles real well.
I did. I only needed 1 of them, but I'm on 2 of them right now.
Yeah.
I did. The biggest thing I'm happiest about is I got Bless off with Brodd to bless my other Dargant. 6 of ward is great.
On 35 wounds is,
Yeah, so that's awesome. Did a couple new things, one namely being destroying some terrain, which I uprooted a tree,
picked up a tree,
hucked it across the board at the Troggherd.
And
didn't even hit him.
Yeah.
Did all an attack because not only, he's also got the hurled debris shooting, so benefited both. Didn't hit with that one either.
No.
So 5 attacks, literally no armor saves you even needed to make.
No.
So that was a little disappointed because the tree, or when you pull up terrain, not only do you remove it from the table, but it's 4 shots at D3 plus 3 damage.
Yeah.
That's really strong.
Could be 24 at max.
Yes. Now it's 4s and 3s, ways to improve that.
Yeah.
But yeah. It would have been fun to at least hit and maybe take out a Troggherd or 2.
For sure, yeah.
But again, sitting kind of in a grouped up defensive position, on one half the board, ignoring this half right now.
Yep.
But it's gonna be turn 2 priority. I think it'll be big for scoring wise early.
You can see me set up probably here as well.
The opposite, exactly. So it's cool. Well, we'll just jump into it. Going into Trogg's turn 1.
Let's do it.
Relying on the strategic genius of their leader, the Gloomspite battle tactic is what's dat glowy thing? Strategic genius. You sure about that? Trugg uses heroic leadership while King Brodd fails. Trugg bonks the malfunctioning Laystone, activating the glyph of Gur, which benefits all Troggoths in this subfaction. Looking to set up a defensive front, the Rockets use at the double. Doesn't anybody want to fight? Inspired to be led by the mighty Trugg, the Gitz complete their battle tactic and score 3 points.
All right, so back from Trugg's Troggherd, turn 1. Yeah, like I said in the previous one, I'm pretty much just setting up as well, and I actually have this has some good tactics. So this is one, something about a glowy thing where I just have 2 units contesting an objective, and I'm wholly within the
and you didn't control it.
That I didn't control before. So
that's a great turn 1/1.
Really good.
You have a home objective, you just don't deploy on it.
Yeah, and then it's
that's
very
really
easy
good
to be in the moon. So I just chose the bottom left corner for now. Yeah, so that's good. And then we're just going to be bracing for impact.
Yes, so this will be an interesting big roll for deciding where the...
Yeah. Oh, I should say I did do the Laystone. So Trugg, I didn't say at the beginning, but he has an ability where he hits his Laystone and then it gives a ability to himself, but in Troggherd it gives it to all of the Trogg units.
Yes, which is amazing.
So I rolled 2 5s and 2 2s, so it was either
so
6s
if you love Troggs, this will actually be a really good sub-faction.
Yeah, it for sure is. So I have +1 attack to the army is what I rolled.
Very good.
Yeah. So it could be good. So
all right, Prio, that's a 2.
5 for
Ridge,
me.
you win it.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you the turn, my man.
Not what we wanted to see. Ridge, I assume you're gonna bring the
yeah, we're gonna start it here.
The pulse down there.
Gonna give it to you, yeah.
Cool, sounds good. Well, we'll jump into Sons of Behemat, turn 2.
Let's do it.
With the Geomantic Pulse initiating on the eastern flank, the Gargant battle tactic is led into the Maelstrom. King Brodd and Trugg both use Heroic Leadership. King Brodd fails his chant for Bless. The Kraken Eater kicks the objective 6 inches with Get Orf Me Land. The Dankhold Troggoths redeploy, moving 4 inches. The Kraken Eater smashes it all to bits and deals 17 damage to the Dankhold Troggoths, then 2 more with his hurled debris. Holy hell, that was a huge hit. The Gatebreaker deals 2 mortals on impact, and King Brodd adds 1 more. The Gatebreaker uses the King's Stomp and moves 8 inches, then Brodd roars the Troggoths. The Gatebreaker attacks first and finishes off the Dankhold Troggoths. I hope you didn't need those guys. King Brodd attempts to use all-out defense, but is unable because of Trugg's prized Troglet. So the Rockguts deal 5 damage to Brodd and 6 to the Gatebreaker. King Brodd retaliates, but only deals 3 damage. Taking down one of their foe's strongest units, the Sons of Behemat complete their battle tactic and score 4 points.
Sons of Behemat, turn 2, and while I didn't get, obviously, the turn to give it away, it was a very effective turn.
Yes.
We saw the first round where I whipped some terrain across the board and I missed with it all.
Yep.
It is swingy, it's 4s and 3s base.
Yep.
This turn though, I connected with 3 of them. I think four of them. I rolled a 6 for D6 attack, so it did very swingy. Got the 6, did all that attack, hit with 4. You only saved 1.
I think hit with 5, I saved 1, so it was 4 going, so 4 D3 plus
9
3.
plus 3d3 damage, so it was 17 damage total.
Oh, you're right, so it was 3, 3 actually went through after, at the end of it. So 17 damage from that one shot into that.
And then added another 2 from his own shooting attack, so 19 damage in shooting.
Yeah.
This sub-faction is like legitimately really good.
Oh yeah.
Like, I really liked it.
Way better than just not having this sub-faction.
No, there's other sub-factions, right? Like
Stomp, I guess counting
they're still good and plus one hit, it's situational if you want the pluses to hit against your target or whatever.
Yeah. But that was so massive to do at least 12 damage because that I redeployed and blocked off your. So if you were able to do the 3d6 monstrous action, you wouldn't be able to probably fit there. With the 8, you would definitely have not.
I would not have fit there.
So because you did 17, you killed 1. I couldn't do this one because then you would have been here.
Yeah.
So then I left it so that one and then you got in and he just
so it went perfect. So then in combat, with getting the redeploy, obviously wanted to finish off the dank holds. Those you've said are your big damage dealers, so taking those down.
The only ones that can do big damage. Everything kind of has some damage.
Like you still one guy puts 6 damage on him, right?
Yeah.
So you're still going to do damage. I potentially am not getting all out defense, as we saw, because of Trugg.
Yep.
Neither of my Dardans, again, the whole army's swingy.
Yeah.
Not a bad thing. But he did enough to take down the dank hold, and then Brodd did enough to finish off one Trogg, which was notable just because of force of battle shock. On a 6, you would have lost 2 more, which is always punishing with them.
Yeah,
but didn't happen.
Turning that off with giants.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah. So then in the end, I'll get just 1 point there for this objective, because it's adjacent to the pulse. 1 more for having 1, and 2 points for battle tactics, so 4 points. You'll obviously take a little bit of a lead here.
But that was an insanely good turn.
Yes.
I'm very much on the back foot because I need to kill him, because I'm not killing him with the 5-up ward. So we'll see if I can get enough damage in. Who knows? Trugg might go off.
Yeah.
He doesn't do that. He's more of like a utility piece, I feel like. But with all the buffs, who knows?
Yeah. We'll find out though, and jump into Gloomspite Gitz turn 2.
Let's do it.
Looking to retaliate as the bad moon ascends over the center of the battlefield, the Gloomspite battle tactic is led into the Maelstrom. Trugg and the Gatebreaker both use their finest hour. Trugg bonks his Laystone and again activates the Glyph of Gur. Throw in boulders of their own, the Rockguts deal 2 mortal wounds to the Gatebreaker. Trugg and Brodd both fail to roar, then the Gatebreaker titanically duels Trugg. The Trogg boss uses all-out attack on Trugg, who denies the Gatebreaker using all-out defense and deals 9 damage to the Gatebreaker. Brodd is next to attack and deals 5 damage to the Rockguts. The unit of 3 Rockguts fight next, dealing 15 more damage to the Gatebreaker. Despite being spurred on by Brodd with a loudmouth bully, the Gatebreaker attacks the Trogg boss, but deals no damage. The last unit of Rockguts deals 6 wounds to Brodd and also finishes off the Gatebreaker. Finishing the fighting for now, the Trogg boss piles in and deals 2 more damage to King Brodd. Showing that Troggus are never out of the fight, the Gitz complete their battle tactic and score 6 points.
Alrighty, so back from Troggoth's turn 2, and I took down the Gatebreaker.
Yeah, it was good. You weren't confident.
No, I was definitely not confident in doing that. I wanted to do the tactic of either I have multiple ones of like killing a monster with a Trogg unit, killing something, or taking a point and being in the moon. Yeah. So I went with that, like just taking this point and being...
No, you did let into the Maelstrom.
Oh, no, I was going to do those, but I wasn't sure about if I was going to take him down. Sorry, you're very good point.
And if you didn't take him down, you might not outbody him on the objective.
Exactly. So I did let into the Maelstrom, just in my head, knowing that I would be able to pile this dude in to tag him if I didn't take him down. So it ended up being safe, and I'm still going to get it, and I still have chances to do those other ones about being in the moon. So yeah, and then what happened? So I failed the roar even too.
Yes.
So
but you denied the CP on all defense.
That's what, So because that 5-up, this has happened twice now, which has been huge.
Pivotal. He doesn't die, probably.
Yeah, so you can't use all defense. So then you're on 6s to save. So it was like, and then...
Well, 5s because I did finest hour.
Oh, 5 sorry. So you're on 5s.
But could have been 4s is huge, right?
Which then he definitely doesn't die then. Yeah. Did the Laystone, got the +1 attack. I got the +1 Ren this time, which I was kind of thinking about. But because you're going to be on a 5-up save, I thought that more attacks is usually always better if you're looking at the math, like the stats of it. So +1 attack to all the Troggs. And then I rolled the moon everywhere. So it was like Yeah.
Kind of all went right today.
Yeah.
Or this turn for the Troggs.
Yeah, you had a really good turn as well. So
yes,
both
so
of us had a really
brings
good
it
turn
kind of
too.
a little more even.
Yeah.
You still have obviously a lot of resources. When you lose 1/3 of your army, it's scary.
Yeah, really.
But yeah, that'll send us, I guess, just into priority.
Yep.
For round 3.
Yep.
That's a 1 again.
Another 5. I just
All right.
always roll 5s.
Yep. Well, Ridge.
So yeah, I think I'm actually okay both ways here, somewhat. Like it wouldn't be terrible
it's
to
the
give
same,
away.
It's not a big difference.
No.
Like, we're already locked in combat.
Yes, but if I take the turn, I'm going to be able to hopefully pile in a way that you can't tag on this point.
Yep.
And now that the pulse is here, I will still be able to get
A good amount of points.
So I'll take the turn and score here. But I don't know with Brodd, because you're obviously going to find sour him now. It's like with the 5-up board.
How much you did that through?
Exactly. So I'm going to try to be a bit more defensive, I think. But yeah, I'll take the turn and
Cool.
we'll see.
So Gloomspite Gitz, turn 3.
Let's do it.
While the moon sadly begins its descent, the Gloomspite battle tactic is intimidate the invaders. The Trogg boss and King Brodd both use their finest hour. Again bonking his laystone, Trugg activates the glyph of Akshi. The Rock Guts all target Brodd with their boulders and deal a total of 5 mortal wounds. Looking to rejoin the fight, Trugg uses forward to victory, but fails his charge. Brodd roars the Rock Guts, and they only manage to deal 3 damage to the Gargant King. Brodd hypes himself up with Loudmouth Bully and deals 22 damage to the Troggherd, but then 3 return from the Loon Shrine. Despite stumbling after downing the first Gargant, the Gitz still complete their battle tactic and score 6 points.
Okay, so back from Gloomspite, top of 3. So took the turn, wanted to block. So the problem with what happened, which I kind of knew was going to happen, I needed to block off Brodd from tagging the point.
Yes.
So I had to go first with the 4 Rock Guts, which put me kind of around Brodd, but then it made you, so when they went first, you were able to pile away from the Dank. Which is the one I did finest hour with. He had I was going to do +1 attack and +1 to hit with his own command ability.
+1 rend,
and he would have done, so he could have done a lot of damage.
Yeah.
But you smartly, and there's no way that I piled it like this. You would always been
I could have gone to either end to get
pull
away.
him out of 3.
Yeah.
So yeah, so you're going to be able to do
And
that.
Brodd popped off, notably
Oh my
because the
gosh.
moon moved, so you didn't have +1 save.
Yes.
I roared.
I rolled the moon went to that quadrant. So yeah, I wasn't able to do any of that. And then in hindsight too, looking back, I even talked to it. I'm like, I could have done the heroic action.
That's true.
To move
the
6
heroic.
inches over there and then 2 up D3, but then I could have piled 3, stayed in the moon, but then I wouldn't have had finest hour. So I really wanted finest hour, and I was just thinking I would still be able to hit you.
Yeah.
So one of those small intricacies with pile-ins and
the way it went, it didn't work out.
Yes.
But it couldn't, you didn't know that at the time, right?
Exactly.
Hindsight's 20/20, but
yeah, so looking back, that is one thing that I could have done.
Yeah.
The nice thing is I did roll a 4 up once Brodd somehow went from doing 5 or whatever.
5 damage a turn
0,
to 26, 22
20,
afterwards.
Just wild. So then I rolled the 4, so now I'm actually just threatening Jordan's kind of points over here, making it so that if he wants to, the Crack Needle will have to come over here. Then they're not in the middle of my forces. Maybe I can kill Brodd by then. The game is turning out to be actually a really good game at 1,500 points. We're both kind of worried of what's happening, but still super tactical, and it's been just awesome.
Been a good one.
First time I've ever rolled the 4 up with playing Gitz, so that's always fun.
Yeah, only 1 rock got lost in the end, but again, you're always expecting those 3 back, so.
Yeah, big that I brought that. I was going to bring more dank holds, but I'm glad I brought the 6 of them now, because just having the threatening that is a big play.
Yep, for sure, and though with you dating first, that means we are going into Sons of Behemat turn 3, potential double afterwards, so let's just jump into it.
Sounds good.
Primed to continue their rampage, the Gargant battle tactic is clear 'em out. King Brodd fails heroic recovery, and Trugg fails heroic leadership. King Brodd chants for pummel all to dust, and the Kraken Eater kicks an objective 9 inches with Get Orf Me Land.
Brodd smashes it all to bits and throws the terrain at the Trogg boss, dealing 6 damage. Brodd deals 3 mortals to the Rock Guts on impact and 1 to the Trogg boss, then the Kraken Eater adds 4 more. Brodd roars the Rock Guts, and the Kraken Eater stomps to finish off the Trogg boss. Brodd is stopped from using all-out attack by Trugg and deals just 5 damage to the Rock Guts. The Rock Gut deals 2 damage to Brodd, and the Kraken Eater deals 3 damage to it, then the Rock Gut flees to Battle Shock. Continuing to assert their dominance, the Sons of Behemat complete their battle tactic and score 6 points.
Sons of Behemat, turn 3, I got it pretty effective. I didn't spite super heavy with any actually damage, but I did enough between the shooting, throwing the tree. Actually did 5 damage or something to the Trogg boss.
6.
Yeah. Let me finish him off with like impact mortals and then stomp.
Yeah.
And that then let me put everything into the Rock Guts. Actually, I only did like 7 damage to the Rock Guts like in combat between both my Dargents.
The 5-up ward.
I didn't even think like you stopped my all-out attack was a big thing.
Rolled the 6, to stop the all. That turned out to be really good this game. The commensurate.
But it was enough to take them down combined with the mortal impact wounds, and then the last one fled.
I did survive on 1 wound with one of them, but
he fled.
I rolled the 6 and he ran.
Doesn't matter. Actually, probably better. Well, I mean, you would have him die on your turn.
And
anyways.
I could have. So what happened is you killed 2. I had 1 guy left, so I could have actually stayed outside of 3. But then
my attack range is 3.
The other guy would have been able to pile in because he charged and just kill me
and not have to tag Trugg.
So I kept the middle guy, piled the 2 of both of them, and then tried. I did actually a couple damage on him.
2 damage more damage onto Brodd, and he's taken.
So I had to be within terror.
23, so he's over half health.
Yep.
But great ability here with his command trait, just keeps making himself fight at top bracket. That's been such a good trait.
Yeah. For free, that's really good.
I thought situation that could come up, but it's come up 3 combat phases in a row now.
Yeah.
So been really good.
Really good kick in the objective too, just to make it even further. Because now when I'm over here, because you're on the bottom. You're
thinking turn 5, you might get to that.
I don't have a chance now to have a double.
But at the top of 5, that could take 2 and deny 2 points, so it could be a 4-point swing.
Yeah.
If you win prio.
Yes, but your giants are fast.
Yes.
But Trugg could pin.
That's caught.
2.
You win ties.
Yes.
All right.
I have to go, obviously.
Okay, so we'll jump into Gloomspite Gitz, turn 4.
Let's go, Trugg.
Refusing to back down from their towering foes, the Gloomspite battle tactic is "You ain't so big." Trugg fails heroic leadership, then King Brodd heroically recovers 2 wounds. Once more bonking his laystone, Trugg activates the Glyph of Gur. Looking to catch the Geomantic Pulse, the Rock Guts use at the double. As the 2 kings finally face each other in combat, Trugg and King Brodd both use Titanic Duel. Trugg attacks first and deals 7 damage to Brodd. Retaliating, Brodd deals 11 damage back to Trugg, and the Kraken Eater only adds 1 more. Hoping to help Trugg in his moment of need, 2 Rock Guts return to rejoin the fight. Falling short in their goal to fell Brodd, the Gitz fail their battle tactic and score 0 points.
All right, so went for the big play. This was pretty much one of the only tactics I think I had here.
For Trugg to finish off Brodd.
We had to go for it.
Yeah.
He already did Finest Hour. I could have
stopped the CP.
Stopped the CP, exactly. I figured I'd go for the 2s to hit because you could roar me as well. So then I went for Titanic Duel, and if I would have rolled the big 5-up on yours,
could have been
big, but I flubbed my rolls kind of.
Yeah.
The big D6
damages. Your attacks,
yes. Yeah, 2s and 3s. I only put I think 1 through, and then it did 2 damage. So it was like, with 5 attacks, there's a world where I take down Brodd there.
Yeah,
so that would have been a sick, huge play. Yeah. Now I did tag the Gatebreaker or the Kraken Eater, thinking that giants are so swingy,
Yeah.
and my ability to if I killed him and then I didn't,
You wanted to
tag
survive,
him,
and
you would be able to run free and do what you want to do. So now I did that, and it actually paid off because now both of them are tagged in.
Yes,
and held in with Trugg.
because what we've been talking about was with bringing those 3 dice back that Ridge planned earlier.
Yes.
Was to turn 5 threaten this objective, because if Ridge wins prio going into 5, he could, if I can't get there, potentially make a 4-point swing in the game.
Yeah.
But there's going to be obviously lots to play for till then.
Depending on turn 5 as well. And then I roll the 5 to bring back 2 more Troggs here. So again,
just another threat.
Another threat, and just leaving here, so another unit that can just be pesky.
Yes, exactly. So first though, we're going to jump into Garden's turn 4, and we'll see where we end up.
Sounds good.
Embodying the true essence of what it is to be a monster, the Gargant battle tactic is colossal violence. King Brodd fails heroic leadership, though Trugg succeeds. Brodd chants for Might of the Earth and recovers 2 wounds, but Trugg also regains 5 health. King Brodd smashes it all to bits, but Trugg stops him from using all-out attack, and he deals no damage. Damn, that prize Troglet has been amazing. Brodd uses Titanic Duel and Loudmouth Bully on himself, then Trugg roars at him. Unimpressed by the Troggoth King, Brodd swings the Obelisk of Torcrania and ends the life of noble Trugg. You'll be dearly missed, my ugly friend. Breaking the spirits of the remaining Troggoths, the Sons of Behemat complete their battle tactic and score 7 points.
Sons of Behemat turn 4 was pretty effective. Brodd won the duel.
Took him down.
2 rounds. In round 2 with the technical knockout.
Yes.
Took down Trogg.
You did the Titanic Duel, so that's where you choose to hit.
Yeah, I had to for the battle tactic, so it scores me very well this turn because you're not on these objectives. The kick, you mentioned it during the turn, the kick was huge for like denying points in this game.
Yeah, bringing the points are further away.
Yeah, so
for sure.
Yeah, that's been good. And that's basically all. I retreated the Kraken Eater. You had no threat to this objective, so I didn't have to reinforce it. Again, we're now racing to this one to see who kind of can score first.
It'll depend on who wins turn 5.
Yeah, so let's just jump into priority. So I'm up 20 to 15 right now.
Yes. So
that's a 5, a 6 for Ridge.
Obviously, when I need it. But I think we can still talk it out.
Yes.
Because I don't have a tactic because the moon ran away turn 4. There's nothing affected by the moon. So so I'm gonna be able to just get
you'll get 2 points for this one.
Yes. I can try to kill him or doesn't really matter.
It doesn't matter. I guess it could deny a couple points. So if you were to take down Brodd here.
So I would charge him in here.
Yeah, so we don't need to roll it out, just theory-wise, it won't matter. If you were to take him down though, you would deny 3 points for me for my Grand Strat. You're not getting your Grand Strat either. And then, but I'll still come get my 2 points, 3 points for this one. I don't think I have a battle tactic either, unless I kill something when shooting, which I'm not likely to do.
So technically it would be 2015. I would get
2 points to make it 2017.
2017.
And I would get at least 3 to make it 23-17.
At least 3. And then if I didn't kill him.
If you didn't kill him, it's 3 more for Grand Strat, 26. Maybe a battle tactic. But at least 23-17 would be the final here. But a good slog between these 2 armies. There's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was pretty nuts. That it was such a really good turn too. Like just being able to do that 3d6. Now everyone seems to be getting that.
Yes, that was a pivotal moment for sure.
Yes.
Of being able to take out the Dankhold Troggoths.
Because they do D3 plus 3 damage. Like they're your hammer. They do tons of damage. So
that was
2 of them could have definitely took down him.
And that was notably an interesting kind of point because you gave me the turn because of the mission and how you set up. You knew there was some risk. But you tried hedged your bets. It was a good chance that it doesn't all work out.
I didn't think that tree was going to do 17 damage to them.
Exactly.
That tree picked up a tree.
I don't think I did any. Oh no, I did 5 more. But 2 turns I did 0. 1 turn 5 damage. Then that turn is 17
with the tree. So that was the biggest thing. Like I said, it killed the one guy so that your 3d6 heroic monsters action could jump over that. Had you not done that,
could have maybe still got there with if I removed that terrain piece instead of the one over there.
Not in that turn though, because remember you threw this piece.
But I'm saying if I threw that one instead, which I might. Oh no, because I ran that guy.
Yeah,
I ran that guy. That's what it was. So yeah.
To get holy, you would need to get holy within 6 of that piece. Yeah.
So if I didn't run, I wouldn't have been able to do it anyways.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, there it
that was so huge. That tree just came down, which is
it
kind
was
of
awesome.
funny, I guess.
It is cool. Like I have a collection of terrain over here that I've just been checking.
Yeah.
Now to talk about the new sub factions, I think they're awesome. They're
good.
King Brodd stuff. This is really good.
Good stuff. Yeah.
King Brodd on a 5-up ward, he'd be dead otherwise.
Yeah.
Makes super tanky. The general trait that I can give it now doesn't make sense in making my general because he's a war master probably.
Yes. Yeah.
But I mean he is also super resilient. So it does make sense to make him my general.
Yeah.
Because then he can continue to give stuff the fighting on top bracket. That was huge in this game.
Which was very good. Yeah.
Like 4 or 5 rounds of combat that I used that even to the end. So that was big. Obviously, the throwing terrain was big.
And really good. D3 plus 3 damage on that many shots. D6 shots can be like that can spike like we saw. Like it's so, or it does 0.
Yeah. No. So it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
King Brodd, obviously, the 5-up ward itself comes from the sub faction.
The 3d6 monstrous action, amazing.
Yes. Yeah.
You know how good that is.
So I think it's going to be a very popular and really good sub faction. So really cool. So that side of it, no new models or anything, but you obviously had Trugg and the Troggherd.
Yeah, Trugg was sweet. He's the Laystone ability was amazing because it was 4 dice on full profile. So I was getting the +1 attack. Only one time I didn't, and then I had +1 rend. I could see a case for the 5-up ward for sure. Like even that last play, I did roll a 6, so I could have gave him a 5-up ward when he went in, but I had to try to kill Brodd so that I could get that tactic, and that would have been huge. So this 5-up ward for if you're running, say, a bunch of like Fellwater Troggoth, they are natively -1 to hit.
Yeah.
So giving them a 5-up ward, -1 to hit, running a couple 6s of them, I could see, and then it gives it to him and
obviously they have the great ability to reduce saves and
exactly. And then dank holds would have a 5-up ward.
Yeah.
So like I could see doing that. Other than that, I think the +1 save under the moon is great. There's not really any good ways to, like, you can't run Scraggy, so you can't keep the moon.
That's what I was going to say is a big thing.
Yeah, because if I was able to keep the moon in the middle for turn 3, that would have been massive, because then I get that +1 to save, and I would have got my Grand Strat. So I just went for the risky, like, having your general under the moon for 3 turns.
Yeah.
So because it went away, I rolled the 4-up so many times, it went away, and then it was gone.
And I think they did a good job with this design of, like, because Troggs were a thing, but it wasn't a build, right? And if you wanted to, because Troggs are so cool, people want to run all Troggs.
Yeah.
This gives them a really good way to do it.
Well, Glogs was the regeneration, so it was helping with that. Some people still ran.
But I felt people always just ran King's Gitz
for the reroll and the bringing them back.
Where this gives a really good thing. There are some downsides, but Trugg benefiting everything
is cool.
Is huge. Is amazing.
And the +1 attack, and then also with the Trogg boss, like
could have been +2 attacks on a big unit,
and +1 to hit when you don't attack. Like that's.
And think we go up to 2,000 points. You have 500 more points for some Fellwaters, another
more Trogg, dank old Trogg.
Yeah, exactly. So
that's what, and like I said, they're battle lines. So I'm definitely running
2-3 packs of those. Like
God,
would be wild. So yeah, really cool to see. A really fun game here. Obviously back and forth. So it's just, right down to the end.
You never know with the 1,500 pointers, and it was like, this was more kind of like, not narrative, but we wanted to just make it, we still played it competitive.
We, again, didn't have 2,000 points of pure Troggs.
Yeah, but I mean, still like a pretty good game. Like,
it was a great game, and I think the main thing why we still wanted to do it is just to showcase the new stuff, the new rules and everything, and I think it was a great job of that.
So, from the new book, so it was awesome.
Yep, but obviously if you're playing these, you're gonna have 500 more points than we did, but hopefully you enjoyed the match anyways. I'm sure you did, it was a lot of fun. And then just as we wrap up, I do want to mention that we're gonna have another battle report later this week for our premium members using this supplement book. Reign of the Brute, and we're gonna have some of the orcs out, so we'll have the new Big Pig and one of the other new heroes out on the table, so if you want to check that out. So if you want to watch that, check out our premium membership by hitting the join button below this video. We super appreciate it. It's the best way to support the channel, get a bunch of extra content. But either way, we'll see you soon in another battle report.
Have a good week, everyone.